Today I would like to welcome Dries Knoetze, Director at NVR Attorneys. Welcome, Dries, and thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Marlene. Thanks for having me.
Dries, today we would like to be discussing one of the topics, and this is specifically regarding, with regards to divorce proceedings. What happens if your partner, your husband or your wife, can't be found? Now, more specifically, I would like to ask you to elaborate on what happens if the address of your partner is not known. What happens then?
Okay, Marlene, in terms of the Divorce Act, and because of the fact that divorces deals with status, or status as being married or single, it is imperative that divorce summons be served upon your partner personally. So, meaning that the sheriff has to physically give him the papers in his hand so that he knows that, well, I'm being sued regarding my status. So it's imperative that that summons be served personally on a person. So now the question is, what happens if you do not know where that person is? Then most, if not all of the attorneys have certain computer programs which enables them to search for persons. There's ITC checks, and you can see where their last known address is, get a cell phone number. So there is forms of tracing these people if you do not know where their addresses is. Most, and if not all of the attorneys also employ the services of tracing agents. It's independent companies who does this for a living. They go and they search for people, and they can also then give you a report as to the whereabouts of the husband or wife that you are searching for. And then it sometimes happens that even then you don't get these addresses of this person. And then there is a remedy in our law which enables you then to apply to court to have the document served via substituted service. So now the further question is, what is substituted service? Now, what substituted service is that you bring an application to the divorce court, in terms of which the divorce court then is approached and asked, listen, court, I cannot get hold of this person. I've tried the computer programs, I've tried the tracing agents. This person cannot be served with the summons, and I really want to get a divorce. So then you approach the court and you ask the court to please serve this document via electronic mail or via Facebook or via an advertisement in the newspaper, which is circulated in the last known address where the defendant was or the husband was. Then the court will, if substantial reasons is given to the court will then consider the application, and the court will then ultimately grant you an order which enable you to then serve this abbreviated summons, meaning a shorter form of the summons via electronic mail or via a post or via the newspaper. So it seldom happens as well that your husband has now left the Republic of South Africa and now you want to get a divorce, and it's difficult to get this summons served personally. In those instances, I have been successful once or twice, where we then approach the court and tell the court, listen, we want to have the summons served via Facebook or via WhatsApp messages. And the court, after considering the merits, also indicated, yes, they will be comfortable to serve the summons via WhatsApp messages. And then you will get an order where the sheriff is ordered to have that served via WhatsApp. And that blue tick that the WhatsApp always gives you, you will then forward that to the court, and the court will then consider whether or not they are satisfied with the service. But in most often and not cases, you will find that the defendant also, after leaving the Republic of South Africa, he wants to get divorced. He actually communicates with you via WhatsApp, and that normally satisfies the court that to grant you order to have it served. And then when that service has been done, then the court will be inclined to give you a divorce order. Court will be happy.
Thank you for sharing, Dries. I think this gives us some great insight as to how exactly the procedure works and what the alternative options there are that is currently available. Now, lastly, to conclude, what advice would you give someone that is currently facing such a situation?
Well, Marlene, as with any divorce matter, it is not advisable for you to go at it alone. There's certain rules and regulations that is applicable when one deals with a matter of divorce. especially these types of applications where you approach the court for substituted service. They are difficult, they're intricate. You have to convince a court. A court will not be convinced without following the tracing agent route, without attaching the computerized program report. It's necessary that you approach an attorney who deals with these types of stuff, who has the know-how to assist you. It will just work better. It will cost a little bit more, but for you to ultimately get divorced, it's necessary that you do approach an attorney with the know-how to assist you.
And the attorney that knows how to assist you is definitely NVR attorneys. So I think for those of you who would like to find out more or get connected with Dries, you're more than welcome to follow him on LinkedIn or visit the NVR website to find out more.